I'm good, Sarah. How are you?
I'm doing well. Just first of all, how challenging has this time off been for you, and just what type of challenge is it for the team to come out of it and get back to business on Tuesday?
Well, I mean, obviously we're disappointed that we couldn't play, but it is what it is. I mean, everybody's gone through it, or a lot of teams have gone through it, and likely more. So, as you know, we've talked a lot about that at length. Is that we're trying to stay as positive as we possibly could. And we're fortunate here to have some time to practice before we projected to get going, and we get time to get the kinks out and get our legs back and get bodies back. So there is definitely positives involved in it for sure.
What is your practice plan for these, I guess, 4 days, 3 days now after today? Is it almost like a mini training camp?
Yeah, yes and no. Obviously, we try to be very conscious of how much the workload is. Certainly today, I mean, with 13 skaters, and I think it's 13 skaters and 2 goalies. We didn't do a whole lot, but yet we still tried to do hockey stuff. I mean, we still did. At the start of our half ice breakouts, we did some stick on puck stuff. We ended with a little bit of a battle with a 2-on-2 little mini stick on puck game at the end there. So we definitely tried to incorporate some hockey stuff. It wasn't like we were just out there doing skill stuff individually. So we worked on some things that we thought, we needed to address, and we'll continue to do that going forward here with the next 4 days.
How challenging is it for you to get the group ready when obviously numbers are well below the 20 you need by Tuesday today, and it sounds like guys can be stagger returns? What type of challenge is that, and how does that affect your, putting lines together? And what we see today might not be there Tuesday. So how does that process work for you?
Well, if you remember back, we talked right from day one about, whoever you're playing with, it doesn't matter that you're playing with a teammate. You're playing with a Minnesota Wild player. So, and as you know, I mean, we don't talk about number one line or first pair defense units. I mean, everybody has, and literally everybody's played with everybody pretty much at the start of the season. And now we have an opportunity to see some other people playing with other people and in different spots. So I think if you turn something like this into a positive situation, and your group, takes it on like that, we're going to put ourselves in a better spot, not only right away, but certainly down the road, that, we'll be in a position where we can be flexible and we can adjust on the fly. And the guys, have done a good job up to this point, and we don't expect them to do anything different going forward.
Last one for me, Dean, just how do you think this pause and then, restarting probably without, being at full strength, how does that affect the integrity of the season and the competitiveness? And does that, do you think that will take a toll on the team, or, how does the team recover from this adversity?
No, I think the guys, like, we already seen a glimpse of it. I mean, with the people that came in, Johnson, Rao, and Mayhew came into our lineup and conducted themselves extremely well. Were a big part of our game and how we played the game. And, we're one big team. I mean, we've got guys that are in Iowa, that are in our organization that are going to help us, called upon. And so if that's any indication of how our group reacts and acts when we, get banged up a little bit or have, COVID run through, then we feel very comfortable as an organization. Those 3 guys came in and gave us a real push. And if it happens, which it's going to, again, it's already going to happen here with our next game, we expect whoever's in the lineup to give us a push and play as hard as we expect anybody to play. So I think it's a positive for the people coming into our lineup.
Thanks, Dean. Take care.
Thanks, Sarah.
Go ahead, Dean.
Hey, Dean. It sounds like you're going to get guys back incrementally. Like, do guys need a practice in your eyes, or would you feel comfortable playing someone, they come off the COVID list, they play Tuesday?
Yeah, no, good question, because we've thrown it around. I think it's situational. We think it's situational. We've talked about it. Clearly, you do not want to put somebody in a position to get hurt and not have success. But with the communication that we have through, clearly with the training staff, with John Worley, with all of us having input, and ultimately the player giving us his thoughts and how he feels and if he expects that he can play, then yeah, maybe we will. It's everything's so new. Guys coming off not skating, like normally a guy that comes off of an injury or sickness or whatever, you give them some time to get back in, and you kind of have a structure in that area. The structure is basically thrown out. So we'll communicate with each individual as they come back. And as you said, we're going to have guys trickling in and out. We have a kind of a game plan of, who we expect on a, different day. We'll be able to at least practice with us, but it could change. So we'll go day to day and get our team ready to play when that puck's dropped.
Kind of going off of that, how did Matt Zuccarello look today? Do you think he could be ready to go on Tuesday? I know you said it might take some time for him to get everything back.
Well, that's a perfect example. He's been skating, but then clearly has not skated because we have had no skating. Nobody skated. Our facilities were closed. So it'll be a communication with him. You're right. He did look good today. But going forward, we'll communicate with him. If he's ready to go, we'll put him in.
And then last one, just Matt Dumba, just how relieved are you to see him back out there? And, how do you look in your eyes after what looked to be a, serious injury that he clearly avoided? Yeah.
I mean, we're not taking a whole lot, like we're not judging guys on today as far as, how they looked and how they practiced and whatever, but to have people back on the ice that, either COVID or injury, you're always excited about that. And, he conducted himself very well today.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Mike.
Dina, just the locker room setup now. What is it like with the social distancing, and how just different does that make your job?
Oh, it's going to be challenging for sure. We did not have a meeting. The way that we understand it, they're all virtual now. So we're going to sit down here. I mean, literally, we were in our coach's room together for the first time. I think it was like an hour, maybe 45 minutes before we went on the ice. So we have not had a chance to talk. Jonas Plum, our video guys, reached out to other teams, how they're conducting their meeting structures and what they're doing, and are they doing the power play in the morning, or are they sending it individually to iPads? Are they doing it on a loop in the dressing room, or all 3 rooms or 4 rooms, wherever we're at? We're going to have to work through that, and the players are going to have to be, flexible, and they're going to have to be sharp. And we're not going to be able to stand over them and say do this and do that. We're going to talk, obviously, and they're going to see. But it's a situation where there's a lot of new ways to teach. We're going to try to find out the best way for us to teach our group and to coach our group to play the game.
Dean, the guys that entered protocol Wednesday when you're in Denver, what's the soonest they could get off? Would it be 3 days after Polino, basically?
Mike, honestly, I do not know. I have a list. John gave us a list of when the guys are doing their testing and our projection. To be honest with you, there's so many of them. I'm not 100%. I know we've got a few guys coming that should be able to practice with us tomorrow. But as far as the actual protocol, I do not know. And as you know, we've talked a lot. Is when Billy tells us or John says, okay, they're ready to go. Then we'll plug them into a lineup and practice them and get ready for a game.
And just last one for me, Kalen Addison. I mean, are you assuming, doing the math, that he's going to make his NHL debut Tuesday? And can you tell us a little bit about your impressions of him in both the training camps that you've had him?
Well, you know what? The nice thing for us as a staff is that we were able to watch the 3 games that Iowa's played. So that's been a real positive thing. A lot of times we'd obviously be playing on the same nights or or maybe watching somebody else, but we all had an opportunity in the games that we saw. He conducted himself extremely well down there. He played real well, was real good on the power play. So Mike, honestly, I don't know. I mean, yeah, do we, think he's going to be in the lineup? I was about to say, yeah, but I'm not 100%. So if he is, we feel that where his game's at, certainly what we've seen in the 3 games in Iowa, we think that he can come in and help our hockey club.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Tim.
Hi, Dean. Thanks for doing this today. Could you tell us what you've seen from your group in the 11 games you played, and how optimistic are you that you can recreate that path quickly?
Well, first of all, Aaron tells me I have to be here, so you're welcome, but he makes me come. But we're very optimistic. Absolutely. I mean, we've talked about that a lot. Our leadership group, and if it's not, say, our captains and assistants, obviously Parise and Suter were out there today, but Spurgeon was not. But our leadership group, our guys, and I shouldn't even say leadership group, our guys have been real good about staying positive, about when that puck's dropped and or before, getting prepared physically and mentally ready to play the game. So we are very optimistic as a staff that our group, when the puck is dropped, will be ready to play. Now, again, a positive is we've got a few days of practice. Even though we don't have everybody out there, it's not like we're practicing today and playing tomorrow. So that's a positive for us. We think it's great that we're going to have a couple of skates in order to get ready.
And your read on your group in the first 11 games?
Yeah, we really, really like the way our group competes. We've competed our butts off. We haven't had some results on some nights. We haven't had some starts, that we like. We haven't had some second periods. We haven't had some third periods in spurts. But we do like that our group has not deflated in different situations. Our group has stayed as positive. They stuck together. We've had some adverse situations. We've had some positive situations, and our group hasn't got too high, hasn't got too low. So we're excited about the way that the group conducts themselves, and going forward should give us a real good opportunity to have success.
Thanks, Dean. Stay well.
Thank you.
All one question. We're going to switch to players.
Oh, hi, Dean. I was wondering, some of the teams have mixed things up in practice recently, like the Pittsburgh Penguins the other day used wooden sticks for one of the drills during practice. And last year, the Flames played some kind of a hybrid of soccer and handball during practice, things like that. Do things like this ever cross your mind, especially now that you've got some downtime and a few practices until the next real game?
Coaches are always trying to find different tweaks, different things to do. What's hard is that we don't have opportunities to do team building stuff. We don't have an opportunity to go to an outdoor rink, or to go and skate on the pond, or to go curling, or to go bowling, or do whatever it is that that you can do team wise. So that's why I think you see some stuff like that. Coaches are likely trying to do a team building exercise within the structure that we have going on here. But you have to rely in these type of situations again on your group and the guys to stick together, to pull together, and you try to do little things like that. We played a little game out there today, trying to and you always do little things kind of at the end of practice to kind of give the guys the opportunity to bond together. But we've thrown around some thoughts for sure.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dean.
Thank you.